some pretty significant changes for owners and guests while staying at Marriott Lakeshore Reserve in Orlando, Florida. What are the changes to some of the amenities that they'll have access to? We'll talk about it right after this. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy. It's going to be a fairly quick video today talking about changes at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve for owners and guests coming up in the pretty near future. Now it seems like I've actually been putting out quite a few videos for this resort, and that's because we were actually there just a couple weeks ago for a week-long stay. Beautiful property in Orlando, Florida. I also did some videos while we were there, resort tour, room tour, and I also have plenty of other videos on Destination Timeshare from the resort. So before we jump into this video talking about the amenity changes, I'll invite you to take a look at those videos as well. I'll put a link to the playlist right up there in the upper right hand corner. So what just might be changing, actually is changing, for owners and guests staying at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve in Orlando. It's a beautiful property, part of the Grande Lakes property, adjacent to the JW Marriott and the Ritz-Carlton Grand Lakes there in Orlando as well. And it just happens to be access to the JW Marriott Hotel and Resort. If you've ever stayed at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve, or you are familiar with this property really in any way, you might just know that traditionally you've been able to use the facilities, the hotel pool from the JW Marriott, the wonderful lazy river that they have over there, while you're staying at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve. Now, when we were there during our stay just a couple weeks ago, we would have had access on Monday through Thursday. They were blocking out Lakeshore Reserve guests Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I guess just because of volume, number of guests. They just didn't feel there was enough room, I guess, at their resort, even though the Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve is a pretty small property. Not too many villas there, just around 80 to 90. Now what we've been seeing is, as you're going through the process of booking an exchange confirmation through Interval International, is some new verbiage on their booking page. And it states specifically this: beginning August 1st, 2022, a $50 fee will be required to use the pool at the adjacent JW Marriott. Now, there's actually a typo in there. Incorrect spelling on adjacent. That's their mistake, not mine, just so I can point that out. And we're also seeing some additional verbiage on Marriott Vacation Club points reservations. This is Destinations Club point reservations. It says, starting August 1st, 2022, an entry fee of $50 per unit per day will be collected for groups up to 4 people. So maybe a little bit more details there from Marriott Vacation Club when you're going to make a reservation using Destinations Vacation Club points, where it sounds like it's only up to 4 people per unit. So if you have a family of 5, family of 6, I'm not exactly sure if you need to pay double, exactly how that works. I did call the resort, Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve, and spoke to a wonderful gentleman there. He said he was the front desk manager. He claimed that they were aware that this change was coming. They just didn't actually know the date. Kind of asked me, where did you hear about it? I told him it was part of making an exchange through Interval International. So he actually found out the date from me, from the information that we're gleaning from making reservations through Interval International and with Marriott Vacation Club points. So a little bit of a disappointment here. Now, I'm not exactly sure how much owners are paying for the privilege for that amenity access to the hotel property, the JW Marriott, because traditionally these arrangements, whether it be at the World Center Marriott in Orlando with the Three Palms properties, Royal, Sable, and Imperial Palms, or even at Desert Springs Villas 2, or even some other properties around the system where they actually have kind of co-located hotels, and the owners and guests staying at the timeshare properties, the vacation club properties, have access to the hotel amenities, whether it be pools, whether it be the gym, tennis facilities, lazy river if they have them. Traditionally what happens there is the owners are paying a portion of their maintenance fee, maybe it's $50, maybe it's $75, maybe it's $100, whatever it might be, is actually getting paid by the owners and then essentially transferred and paid directly to the hotel. So those hotels might actually be making pretty significant revenue in most cases from owners at the timeshare property. But I'm not really sure of the arrangement here at Marriott Lakeshore Reserve. I can't find an owner that actually owns a week at this resort. I would like to ask them if they could provide me with a copy of the annual budget for 2022, the financials, that line-by-line breakdown that comes with the annual maintenance fee bill. And it would maybe show me how much owners are paying or were paying or would have been paying for this amenity access to the JW. So if you just happen to be an owner at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve, I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment below. Let me know how I can reach out to you and get a copy of that financial statement, that annual budget, that might just show if and how much owners at Lakeshore Reserve are paying as a part of their maintenance fee bill towards that hotel amenity. Now, why exactly is the JW Marriott doing this? Essentially cutting off owners and guests from Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve. According to the front desk manager, he says they're building kind of a water park, water slide tower over there at the hotel property. So they expect it to be pretty busy. Maybe they're wanting to have the owners at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve pay more for the privilege of accessing the property. Maybe not. Maybe they just want to keep it exclusive to guests who are staying at the JW Marriott Hotel at Grand Lakes. So I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are. Have you ever stayed at Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve? Have you ever used this amenity? The hotel access, the hotel pools, the lazy river. We've actually done it a few times. It is kind of a cool thing to have, but I don't think we would be paying $50 a day for that privilege and for that access. But I'd really love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts about this change. Pretty significant change for owners and guests at Lakeshore Reserve. But if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Really does help out these videos. And to see more videos all about timeshare, check out the description box below. And for another video from Marriott's Lakeshore Reserve, check out this one right up here in YouTube. They think you'll like that one down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, remember, the best destination is always a timeshare.